Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs. Welcome to our live show, Tipsy Tuesday. Say hello to my sidekick and the one in charge, Mr. HP.
I'm not in charge.
Not in charge? Okay. Okay. Thank you all for being here. If you're watching us on YouTube and haven't done so yet, make sure you subscribe to our channel. We give you lots of great quilting content and fun stuff all the time, multiple times a week.
Yep.
And of course, if you're on Facebook, you can like our page, hit that follower, and sign up for notifications. It's getting a little bit harder to find us sometimes on Facebook, but
Facebook is going.
it's
Let me get that
doing
sound.
some different things.
Here's the
So
sound.
just make sure you are subscribed on YouTube. It's easy, it's free. You can set up an account and it's all good. But we love to interact with you throughout the show. So thumbs up, hearts, questions, comments. We love to hear what you're doing, what's going on, where you are, and where you're tuning in from. Say hi to all your friends.
Hi, friends.
Hi from us,
Hi, friends.
your besties.
So good to see you
And
all.
of course, stick around to the end of the show because we have a giveaway question that you can answer in the comments just to be entered into a $25 gift card
Hi, Mary.
giveaway.
Hi, Irene. Hi, Gayla. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Annette.
Good to see everybody,
Hi, Debbie.
isn't it?
You don't get to see her. You don't get to see
No,
her.
I don't
did.
get to see much.
Sorry.
I don't get to see much, but I can visualize you all there.
Visualize.
Yes. So today we have actually the same quilt behind each one of us. I have my Felicity quilt that I made for the retreat out of the modern. And Mr. HP, which version do you have?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Felicity.
It's Felicity
Felicity.
made out of my Heima fabric.
Heima fabric.
Yes.
That's right.
Can you do the big screen, full screen? Show them.
I can do the big full screen.
Show them the up close. Wow. Yeah.
Look at all that vibrant color.
Vibrant Icelandic colors. Isn't
So
that
beautiful.
awesome?
That's gorge.
Love, love, love it. Well, we have lots to report today. Today we will be revealing our Color Club selection for this month, the month of April. We have a little update, a new thing we're launching today. Hint, 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 hint.
Hint, hint.
And some great new fabric to show you. But first, let's announce our winner from last week.
Okay.
Our winner from last week.
Let's give a little drum roll.
So I asked you, what is the most unusual food you ever have had? And that was really interesting because it's so subjective. What's unusual to me, where I grew up in a different part of the world than you, is two different things. So that was really interesting to read all your comments.
That's all
And
right.
so our winner is Sue Emden. Congratulations, Sue.
What was her food?
And Sue's most unusual foods she's tried are alligator, horse,
Whoa.
wild boar,
Whoa.
and squid.
Squid is
I would say squid is not really that unusual,
Yeah.
but to some, you can't,
That's true.
can't yuck anybody's yum, and you can't dismiss somebody's experience.
Yeah, true.
So, but Sue said she is game to try most anything, and that's the key.
You're a
You
winner.
know,
You're a winner there.
You have to go through life learning and trying different things, and whether you discover something you might like,
I got some shark for you.
or you might discover that you don't like it at all and just don't have to do it again. So
Got some shark for you.
I always say that. Got to keep trying different things, trying different color combinations and quilting and different techniques. And if it just confirms that you're doing what you love anyway, it's great.
Yeah.
We have a good tip of the day for you, because this is a question I get asked all the time about what batting I use. And, it's not across the board always the same for me. So I thought, why don't I give you kind of a short overview of the types of battings that are on the market right now most prevalently. There are, of course, more. I'll give you a couple of things that I don't talk about in the tip, but let's learn a little bit more about batting so you can make your own decision based on what kind of project you are making. Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs, home of the Stripology ruler. In this video, we're going to talk about batting. Now, let's start first by talking about some of the terminology we use when we refer to batting, because it's always good to know exactly what we're talking about. First term is loft. Loft actually means how much air is in the batting, so how fluffy it is or how dense. And so usually batting comes in a variety of different lofts. More particularly, you will find less loft in cotton battings and bamboo, more loft in polyester and wool. Second term I want to mention is drape. So drape refers to how well a quilt drapes and kind of molds to a bed. So actually how soft it is. So some batting is quite soft, while other batting is a little bit stiffer, so would not create as a beautiful drape. Needle punched. When using needle punch batting, what that means is the batting or the fibers of the batting are holding together because it's gone through a process where thousands of little needles have been used to punch it together to make it stick together. So sometimes with needle punch batting, it is something to consider when you are doing machine quilting on it, that you want to pay attention to which direction the needle punching is done. Last word I want to talk about is scrim. So scrim is a thin stabilizer that has been layered onto the batting to kind of anchor it together. And it usually, what that does, it allows you to quilt with further distance apart. So the scrim will hold it more together. Usually with batting without scrim, you have to quilt it tighter. And the scrim will allow you to do more spacing. Now, what you have to consider when batting has scrim is that, for example, cotton batting that has scrim is not 100% cotton. The scrim is usually a polyester substance that gets added to the batting. So let's talk about the different types, pros and cons, so you can make a decision on what works best for you and the project you're thinking it for. Let's start with cotton batting. So cotton is, of course, natural fiber. It's breathable, it's soft, and it can come in both a natural color or a bleached white color. It's thin and it's flat, so very low loft. And the warmth of it, I would say medium warmth, if you're thinking about warmth for your quilt. So it works great for traditional quilts if you want that really crinkled look. So after you wash it, your quilt, and dry it, you get that crinkly look. It is breathable, and so very ideal for warmer climates or layering. Now, sometimes it does shrink. So you can always check for cotton batting that is pre-shrunk, but it comes with or without scrim. So it can shrink up to 3 to 5% unless it is pre-shrunk. But also some of the other cons, it can be heavy for larger quilts because it does weigh quite a bit more than other higher loft battings. So it is low loft, so that means there's less puff, and so your quilting stitches might have less definition around the stitching. And the third I wanted to mention too, it may be a little bit harder to hand quilt than some other more synthetic options of batting. Next up is polyester. So this is, of course, a synthetic. It's strong, more resilient than natural fibers. It can come in a variety of lofts from medium to high, and it its warmth scale, I would say, is fairly high, so because it kind of traps more air. So it is lightweight and does not shrink when washed, which can be a benefit. It keeps its shape over time, so it's really good for wall hangings or any kind of decorative art quilts or anything like that. It shows off your quilting really, really well because it has that loft in it. And one thing that matters to me is if you keep your quilts folded, it will not hold the creases as much as natural fibers will do. So the cons to using polyester batting, it has none of that crinkle factor because it does not shrink. So the quilt, you put it in the washer and dryer, it comes out pretty much the same unless your fabrics are shrinking a little bit. It can beard a little bit. What that means, it starts after a lot of use. A little bits of fiber are coming through the fabric, but that is more so in the cheaper brands, I would say. And it may not be as warm as some other natural fibers. Let's talk about cotton poly blends. So the common blend is usually 80% cotton, 20% polyester. The difference between cotton and a blend, it does have a little more loft than just 100% cotton, and the warmth is moderate to high because you combine those two components. It combines the softness of cotton and the durability of polyester, so it lasts a bit longer. It has less shrinkage than 100% cotton, and it's easy to work with and pretty widely available. It still may shrink lightly, but way less than regular cotton. And the polyester component can still beard a little bit, and that again is based on the quality of the brand. Sometimes people feel like it may be too flat if you want a little bit of a puffy look so it doesn't show off your quilting as well as 100% polyester would do. Wool batting is also a natural fiber, of course, very warm and breathable. It has a lot of loft in it, so it is very springy and puffy. And this is probably the warmest batting you can use. The benefits, it is that it is very lightweight and breathable despite being warm. It bounces back really well, so it's great for like heirloom quilts. And it's great for cooler climates too because it does breathe. Does breathe, but keeps you warm. The cons would be it is a bit more pricey than other battings. It can shrink or felt a little bit if you don't wash it carefully, so you need to really follow the washing instructions. It can cause allergies in some people that have sensitivity to wool, and it may be too warm if you live in a warm climate or you need a summer quilt. And the last one we're going to talk about is bamboo batting. So bamboo is 100% eco-friendly. It is soft and breathable. It comes in low to medium loft, so not too much loft in this one. The warmth is moderate, so kind of hit in the middle there. The benefits, of course, are that it is a natural antibacterial product, and it has those properties. It drapes beautifully, so it's ideal for kind of modern flowing quilts for something that you want to look and drape nicely. It is cool to the touch, so it's great for summer quilts or warmer climates. So some of the cons, it can be pretty delicate and can tear or stretch more easily when handled roughly. It can shrink a little bit, and it is quite a bit more expensive than cotton or polyester. So I would say also it's not ideal for high loft or fluffy quilts. It tends to be pretty flat, so it's not going to show off your quilting stitches as well as other brands would do. So in closing, all I want to say is you can think about all these different products I have used all of them. I have my preferences, and then I will switch to something else when I want something very specific. The key is, though, you never want to really skimp on the price. So the same type of batting can range in price, and just know that you are getting a huge range in quality. So if you want your quilts to really last and through generations and be used, think about that part. So there it is, lots of information, and there's no right or wrong, everybody. I actually use different things for different types and whatever I want my quilt to be used for. So any questions, let us know in the comments and I'll try to answer. Somebody asked, do you ever pre-wash your batting? I never do. However, if you cotton that has not been pre-shrunk and you don't want it to shrink, there are some that pre-wash their cotton batting just because they don't want it to shrink, and maybe they are using a little bit lower quality or something like that. But other than that, I would not do that. Did you see any other questions come up?
I'm not seeing.
So somebody's asking, where do you buy batting? We sell quite a bit of batting by the bag in different sizes. So if you're thinking just for one quilt, I know somebody was asking, because they used to get it by the bolt at Joann's. No Joann's, but there are sources online that do sell by the roll. Some sell by the bolt. We only sell 5-yard cuts of our 45-inch fusible batting. So that's really great for runners, but maybe some baby quilts, but maybe not bigger quilts. The two battings that I wanted to mention that I didn't talk about in there are silk batting and alpaca. So those two are very specialized. They have beautiful, beautiful drape. They're very fine, but they're also very expensive. So I think it's rare to use those for, your quilts that you're making multiples of, but it's something that you should probably, know about. But I have never used either one. I think the alpaca batting is newer, so that would be really interesting to check out.
Mm-hmm. Batting for runners?
Batting for runners. I prefer just a really flat, thin batting for runners, and I like polyester because I know it's not gonna shrink and be then misshapen. I like my runner to stay rectangular and not skew, because you never know what happens with cotton batting. It can shrink different ways. So I use our fusible one side batting for my runner. So it's a low loft polyester, but 80-20 batting, a blend works well for that as well. Silk batting, is that good for warmer weather? Yes. So it's very light, very lightweight, and very fine fiber. So it's really good for warm climates. Okay.
Sweet.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for all those great questions. I hope you learned something. So I always say just try different things. And, it's always good to find something in your price range. But again, batting, just like fabric and thread and everything else, it's going to come in a multitude of price ranges and a multitude of qualities as well. So pick whatever works for you and wherever that fits in for you. All right, let's move into our list of other things to talk about. I wanted to mention our cruise is coming up. Our quilting cruise is coming up. We have a cruise coming up in November.
Yay.
So this one is going to be at sea over Thanksgiving.
Hey.
So perfect to escape that duty of cooking.
Let someone else do it.
I'm excited about that part.
Absolutely.
Not that I don't like cooking, I do, but past few Thanksgivings, it's just been us.
Take a year
So
off.
it'll be kind of fun to be in a bigger group. So that one is coming up. It is the 23rd through the 30th of November. So check that one out. It is going to be going to 3 destinations. I know one of them is St. Kitts.
St. John's.
And St. John's.
Nassau.
No, I think so. We're mixing 2 cruises. So this is the November one. I forgot to put in the photos for this one, but I know it's St. Kitts, and one of the stops there is we're going to go to the Carabelle, which is where they make batik fabrics, and we're going to make a little piece of batik.
Sand, beach, and
Oh,
cocktails.
hey, that just looks really nice right now, doesn't it? So we, of course, had so much fun on our cruises in January. Cruising with our friends and quilters alike is just the best. It really is. So if you're interested, you'll find all the information on our website. If you go under About and More, you drop down menu will say Travel with Gudrun, and all the information is there. On our November one, we have a second cruise right after that one, which is specifically for our certified Stripology instructors and Stripology partner shops. So they are 7-day cruises, both of them, and we are excited to board again, to board the ship.
Let's go.
They both sail out of Miami. Sewing machines are provided.
Let's go.
So you just gotta, and we'll get you a kit and all set to go, and we'll work on something really fun. So check it out. If you have any specific questions, let us know in an email, help@gequiltdesigns.com. I know for sure that the November cruise, the Thanksgiving one, we have somebody that is looking for a roommate, so we can always pair you up if you're just a single person. So let us know. And hopefully you'll be able to join us. Some of you.
True that.
Okay, it's time for one of our favorite things every month, and that is our Color Club reveal. Now, Color Club is in its 4th year, which is our monthly subscription club of 5 different half-yard cuts of fabric.
Sorry, someone wants to know what ship.
Is this the Ascent?
I think so.
Yeah.
Celebrity?
It's listed on our website. I don't remember, but it might be the Ascent. Yes, I do believe so.
Okay.
Yeah. Celebrity cruise lines, yes. And speaking of Color Club, 5 half-yard cuts of fabric every month, and the color is always chosen by me, and you have an inspiration, and then I choose great basics, tone-on-tone fabrics that work well with whatever you're doing, and should really be like your palette. Like, pretend you are a painter, you have all the colors, all the tubes of paint. We're quilters, so we need to have all the colors, all the fabrics in all the colors on our shelf, right?
True
Be able to pull them in. So this month's color is gonna be revealed here. So those of you, we ship on the 5th of each month. So those of you that are subscribers probably should have yours by now. So let's take a look at our color for April. What do you think? Ooh, the gray? Nope. Ooh, our color, our inspiration is the loon. So of course, the loon is very, very known to Minnesotans and Icelanders, actually. The haunting call of the loon is something that we identify right away, and when we hear it in the spring, oh boy, we know summer is coming, and it's just amazing. I mean, when we lived on the lake, it was just so much fun to sit and watch them and hear them at night. Now they're striking black and white checkered back, and the iridescent black head is, of course, what was my inspiration for the fabrics. It's just such a deep, bold contrast to nature in general. And of course, who doesn't love a little bit of black fabric to mix in? So let's take a look at the fabrics. We're starting off with the deepest, darkest shade of black. So this is a shadow play by Maywood Studios. So just a little bit of a shadowy texture, a little bit of charcoal gray, but as you can see, this is pretty pure black. Almost not fully pure black, but it's close, isn't it? And then our next line, I wanted to add a little bit of texture, just like kind of inspired by the back of the loon. So these are little dots. It's called Paparazzi, P-O-P, Paparazzi, and it's by Riley Blake. So it's a little more charcoal, but the dots are fully black. So a really great option for mix for the inspiration of the loon. Next one up is a crackle. And the color is called Raven. So I love a good crackle. And this one is perfect, especially feels like it connects to the loon as well. So this is by Northcott and is, yeah, it's got these gray, a little bit lighter patches where you really see the crackle and then the dark spots. Just so perfect. We have another Riley Blake. This is called Grass Cloth Cottons. So it just has a little bit of a texture that resembles kind of a tweed texture, but little gray bits. So it is not woven as printed, but it really has that sense of being a woven print. And the last but not least, we have a Timeless Treasures Solidish. So this one has a little bit of a different hue, as you can see. Has a little bit of a purplish hue to the black, but the black parts, and so you'll definitely see it in the lighter parts that are gray. It has just a little bit of a lavender undertone, but still mixes really nicely in here. So, of course, adding black to your quilt adds kind of a little bit of a sleek, elegant, modern touch to your quilts. But it also is perfect if you want contrast. That is the way to go. Now we always have one full yards available of our Color Club fabrics, at least for a limited time. And I know these are going to be popular for all kinds of backgrounds and fun stuff. So I decided that to get a little bit extra of all of them to have them for a while. We have the Shadow Play Black Beauty is this one. We have the Paparazzi in the black. I think this will be a fantastic background. Crackle in the Raven. And then we have Grass Cloth Cottons in black. And last but not least, the Solidish in the black. So there they are. Now, you can, of course, pair black with anything. So I did not, like I usually do, I go diving into the warehouse and find bundles where these basics would fit in perfectly. Black, like I said, fits with so many things. But I do want to say when you're using black, make sure you have balance. And especially if you're using black in a scrappy situation, you want to make sure that you disperse that black throughout the quilt because it's going to be a really, really strong value whenever you use it and wherever you use it. So here they are, the 5 prints of the loon. I love to hear, I see some of you are commenting on how you grew up hearing the loons every day, or in the summer, of course. So that is really fun. So let us know if maybe you grew up in a place where you never heard a loon call. Whoa. It's kind of haunting, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the greatest, like in the evening, like after dinner on a summer night, and you can just hear it. Like, it's so cool. It's so great.
What's it sound like?
I'm not even gonna try. But maybe we can try and find it for y'all. I don't know. Yeah. There might be ways, you know? So let us know in the comments. It's really fun to see your comments on that. Okay, any questions on the Color Club? Now, if you join Color Club, which is our monthly subscription, this pack will come to you first, right away after you purchase your first or sign up. And then the next one, which is always a surprise. We want it to be a surprise. So that's why I think everybody that is a subscriber just really loves that. And everybody follows the rules and doesn't post anything about it until after we reveal the color. So it's kind of fun to have a little surprise in their inbox every month in the form of fabric. So next month's shipment will be May 5th. Ooh, Cinco de Mayo.
Okay.
So fun stuff. All right. So yeah, Jane was calling. Yeah, their calls are very haunting because they'll be calling at 3 a.m. You know, early. And they're calling each other across the lake and over, if you live in Minnesota or Wisconsin where there's so many lakes, they're calling between lakes. So it's cool. Nature is just so amazing, isn't it?
It's amazing.
Yeah, love it. All right, we got another great thing to talk about. So many of you that have been following us know that we had our Stripology virtual retreat last month, and Felicity is the quilt that we were sewing. Also behind Mr. HP, another version. And the pattern is coming out in May, individual pattern. However, we've gotten so many requests for if you are able to buy some of the kits that we offered for the retreat. So we have now put together 8 different versions of Felicity Kits. They're now available for pre-order. They'll ship mid-May when the pattern is ready to ship. And we have all the same versions. So this kit is for a queen size. Now the retreaters got a little bit of an, should we say, expanded queen size, because we always allow for some whoopsies. And we also made something else with the fabric, but this one is for the queen size. And here are our colors. So the one behind me is the modern. So you'll see here, this is how the listing looks. So the modern quilt kit. Can you put that one up?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So this one features the moonlit fabric by Wyndham. It's actually organic fabric by Mana Luna. Love it, love it, love it. So in the kit, like you see, 12.5 yards of fabric. It does include your border and your binding and also background fabrics. So lots of fabrics, lots of fabrics. So that's the modern. And then we have the Felicity in Bright and Sunny. Bright and Sunny uses beautiful, brighter fabrics, a whiter background, and this beautiful purple for the border. And I thought it'd be fun, so I dug into our retreat Facebook page and found some made up in some of those. And some of them are still in process, understandably. But there is the Bright and Sunny. Already, it's a top, but it's on a bed. How amazing is that? The next one is called Fresh. This is the one where we have a dark background. So the dark background expands and is the border as well. This is made with our Stash fabrics. It's called Stash. They're basics from Figo Fabrics. And so it is just beautiful and very, very high contrast. And here's a quilt or top already done.
It looks huge.
Yeah, the queen size is huge. It's a lot.
Whoa.
And then next up is blue and white. We offered quite a bit of classic combinations because the magic of Felicity is really the beautiful piecing. So using more basics, more tone on tones to get that high contrast really works well for Felicity, because you want to see all that piecing and want really to have the actual pattern shine through and not be muddled by 2 big prints. So, and there it is. I love this, already quilted up, perfect on that bed, and I think somebody really, really likes it. Look
So
at that.
happy.
Oh, so happy. I love that big smile. That is so cute. So then we have green and cream. Again, a variety of greens. We included some bright lime greens and all the different shades. And this one is really fun. Now, I only found a post that has some blocks put together. I think she was trying to figure out if she was going to make Felix or Charity or Felicity, or maybe she was going to do both. So, but you can see how beautiful those blocks are and what kind of that quilt would look like. And a third classic, red and white, gorgeous classic. And I also I didn't find a full red and white Felicity. A lot of the folks that had that kit made the 2 different quilts instead of Felicity. So there is somebody starting though, and it's beautiful. It turns out beautiful. It's really, again, having the different shades of red in there creates that really fun movement in the block. So can you just imagine if you have one red color, it's going to be very flat, but having the multitude of values within one color is really what makes it shine. And I love it. Then we have the warm and cozy. So these are a little bit richer colors. Some would call it fall-ish colors, but I don't really think so. I think they're just colors. So you can use them year round, especially with that blue in there. I think, you know, determining that something is a fall color or a winter color or a summer color, you know, that's just, we should just be open to all the colors whenever you want. But really love this one, and here's a full one finished, beautifully rich, and that background is going to be just a little bit darker, so a little bit creamier for that warmth. And last but not least, we have the grayscale. So grays, ranging from light grays to medium to charcoal to a little bit of black, is really great, and it really looks cool. I saw a few people sewing out of this, but I couldn't find any posts when I was looking for it right before the show. But they are all just gorgeous, and each one of them is going to look great. Classic fabrics. So those are all available on the website, and like I said, they will ship probably mid-May, so in about a month or so, because the pattern is being printed, and so it'll be definitely ready to ship mid-May. So secure yourself a little kit for that. So any questions, let me know on that. You have any questions? Oh, just can't choose. Can't choose. Somebody asked, is there Dangerous this week? Dangerous is next week, always the 4th Tuesday of the month.
What dimensions of the queen size?
Oh, no, you put me on the spot. Yep, it's going to be in the listing. I don't remember. I'm not going to tell you something that I know is going to be wrong. But, yeah, queen size. It's a longer queen size because of the way it is. So the way the blocks are big, so it's always hard to come up with, you know, the ideal sizes. But so it's a little bit longer to make sure it reaches to the bottom of the bed and has enough overhang for a queen. Okay, any other questions on Felicity?
You get the pattern with the kit?
The pattern comes with the kit, yes. Yep, absolutely. It is going to be a printed version of the pattern. Now, if you prefer the PDF, just let us know before the kit ships, and we can switch that out for you. All right. I have an awesome line to show you today. Brand new fabric from Lewis and Irene, and this one is called Highlands. Can you just see it? Oh, beautiful Highlands fabric with some Highland cows. So we're starting this off with this beautiful main print. So what you're gonna see here, of course, thistles and Highland cows. Beautiful coloring here. I love the coloring of the cows and the green in here, along with the plums and purples in the thistle. I just love it. So this is the main print. And we have 10 pieces in this collection. I chose to mix it up quite a bit here. So we have a tone on tone, Highland cows. It's a little bit taupey, so we have the off-white, but you can see this tone is reflected in the print to give it more depth, so this really ties well together. And you'll see it even more here in the thistle print, where we have the thistle, we have some bumblebees, and beautiful, beautiful color. So you'll see that darker taupe kind of behind, giving dimension to the print. Then we have the cows again, that main print again in the green, beautiful light sagey green, but then the leaves of the thistle are a little bit darker. We have another different type of a tone on tone here. This one is kind of like almost like a plaid. Reminds me of a plaid because of the print, but it's really thistles that are just blocked together. And then we have the thistles with the bumblebees in that green. Going into our lavender and purple, starting with this one, tone on tone. So this is a different, we get the Highland cows, we get the thistle, kind of a more organized, a little bit, this is the directional prints, both of them are, but because they are tone on tones, it doesn't matter. So you can cut it and use it just as a regular print. Then we have the lavender version of the cows and thistles. And we have the thistles on their own with the bumblebees. A little bit lighter hue of lavender, which I really like how we can mix them like that. And last but not least, we have that same green print in a little bit darker lavender or violet or whatever you want to call it. So 10 pieces, this is Highlands. And I am going to start my pull on where I ended with the bumbleberries, which is Lewis and Irene. So Lewis and Irene is a UK-based company, which has a lot of those European themes. Love that. So this is called Berry Purple, Bumbleberries Berry Purple. They produce the bumbleberries basics. We have spotted in the aubergine, kind of a medium lavender. And then I wanted to include a light one for just all the shades of purple because that's always what gives your quilt life. The floral elements and the lavender haze. Beautiful and works perfectly. It's just such a great combo, the 3 different colors here. So going into our greens, again, I'm going to start on the lighter side. This is Provisions in the Sage. So a really nice green hue, light enough for all of them, but has a little bit of dark in here, which I think works really well with the dark in the thistles. We have a grunge, and the color is called Vert. So this is a newer color in grunge. Really great. Has a little bit of olive in it, but beautiful. And then we have grunge Rifle Green, also a newer grunge. So this is darkest, and it doesn't really have a print in here, but all of that dark green in the thistles really works well with it. And I really love what it does when you put it with them, what it looks like. For the lighter tones, I pulled a Spotted Ecru. This has that taupey feel of this print here. And then, of course, I grabbed a Bumbleberries Cream, which, of course, this is going to match perfectly in with that. And then I decided to pull a few options for like a harsh, dark background. Harsh, I wouldn't say harsh, but I wouldn't go black with this because it's so warm and it's going to be a little bit harsh. So I went 2 options for a deep, deep chocolate brown. So we have Grunge Espresso, and you can just see how warm these colors look with the brown versus a black. And the other option is Dry Brush Dark Chocolate. And it has a little bit lighter, and this one even has a little bit of purple hue, a little bit of lavender in it. So it obviously is going to work perfectly with it. And then one more that is going to be a great option for contrast, the color of the cows. This is Thatched Caramel, and it matches the lighter cows here perfectly. You could also pull out the more orange in the darker cows and use that. But I feel like this one just works perfectly because it already feels like it works with all the other colors. So this is Highlands by Lewis and Irene. So let us know if you have any questions on the Lewis and Irene fabrics. We have our giveaway question next up. So all you got to do is answer the question, and then you're automatically entered into our giveaway for $25 gift card. Chris is asking if we have any 1 yards. Unfortunately, no, we don't of this line. Debbie's asking me to open up the provisions. I can do that. That's easy. So the provisions basics are by Tim Holtz. So you'll see it's kind of like dirty. So it's just like ink blots a little bit throughout. So it's kind of cool. I love them. I have them all in my collection. I use them all the time. All right. Great, great, great. So giveaway question. This is a good one. This one is going to be fun to read all your answers. So what is a skill you've always wanted to learn but have not had a chance to? What would you think? What's your skill that you want to learn? So many. There are so many for me. I would probably say number one, glass blowing, although I did a little bit. Didn't really learn how to do it or anything.
If I think about it, I just do it.
Yeah, that's true.
There's nothing I really...
You would still have to kind of take the time and learn how to do it.
What's cooler than being a drummer? I mean...
Huh?
A drummer and a quilter. What is cooler than that? I mean...
Well, you told me that you've always wanted to be able to play the piano. Well, you do play it a little bit, but... Oh, didn't you say you wanted to learn? You always wanted to be the guitar player?
Well, there's that, but...
There's that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's all kinds of things.
Yeah, I guess there's that.
But always try different things. It's really fun. Same thing. I didn't know anything about computer work as far as graphics and layouts and laying out my books. I just started doing it.
Just do time, everybody. Just do it.
It's always time. We don't use the word old. It does not come into play here. You only live if you learn. So you gotta keep learning, keep trying different things. But we have a big show week this week.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we have 3 more shows this week. Tomorrow morning is our 1 Yard Wednesday show. Great deals on 1 yards. These are gonna be great. So you don't want to miss this show. Great deals, $8.99 per yard, all great quality fabrics. And, we've been kind of doing a little for our basic collection that we sell in 1 yards. We've been doing a little swap outs because either the fabric companies are discontinuing that collection. So then we're going to let our people benefit from clearing it out and bringing in a new line. And then sometimes we just need a refresh. Some things maybe not moving as it used to be, and so check it out tomorrow morning. Perfect Pair, yes. Perfect Pair is this week, Thursday, April 17th at 9:30 a.m. Kira and Nancy will be with you on Thursday morning, and then we will be here on Friday for Happy Friday at noon, April 18th. And then it is Easter weekend.
Whoa.
It's Easter weekend. But we'll be back right after Easter weekend for a Tipsy Tuesday, which is April 22nd at 4 p.m. Central. So, 22nd. There's going to be a dangerous block. Yay! So that's it for us tonight, or this evening, this afternoon, wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is for you. We thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Step into the groove, it's the place to stay. GE Designs got the Stripology way. Quilting with the beat, you feel that heat. We're the rulers of the strips, every inch so neat. Lay your fabric here, lay it right here. Cut it right there, cut it right there. Precision in the rhythm can't help but stare. From morning to night we cut and we care. Every quilt a masterpiece, nothing can compare. Home of the Stripology, feel that vibe. GE Designs where precision Slice it, make it so right. Quilter's paradise. Sewing in the moonlight. Measure once, cut twice. That's the funky rule. Stripology magic, yeah. It's hella cool. Turn that fabric loose, make it strut and stroll. We're jamming with the quilts in control. Oh, everybody now, lift up those strips, Feel the stripology. Adding flair to your life, from edge to edge. We groove through the night, sew it up, show it off with a glorious sight. All of the stripology, feel that vibe. G designs where precision is our vibe. Cut it, slice it, make it so right. Quilter's paradise. Sewing in the moonlight. Lay your fabric here. Cut it right there. Home of the stripology, feel that vibe. Quilter's paradise. Home of the stripology, feel that